Morning, this is Doc with Dr. Patrick Live, and we're going to talk a little bit now about lying. You know, it is so easy to tell a lie. We live in a culture full of those little white lies. Where if you're with somebody and they say, hey, did you like my cooking? We tend to just easily say, oh, sure. Or if someone that you care about comes and says, hey, how do I look? We say, oh, fine. We are so used to telling these little lies, these little white lies. But what about the person that tells the big lies? How does that happen? No one's born a liar. Matter of fact, when you have a thought and you kind of goes into your head, that thought, if it's a lie, triggers your amygdala and it sends off like a warning. And you start to get stress hormones because you're lying and you feel it. However, if you start to ignore that warning, then over time, what happens is the amygdala starts getting quieter and quieter and quieter. And now you don't hear your amygdala. So now you just sort of tell lies. There's no emotional reaction, right? And you just are a liar. And you start lying about everything. Matter of fact, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're a liar, what you learn to do, right, is stay connected to them. Because if you can hold their hand, if you can make them feel that you care about them, if you can rub their hair, if you can do something that releases oxytocin in their brain, they're going to interpret your behavior as safe and as loving, and they're going to miss the lies. So a good liar manipulates somebody by their caring, right? But also a good liar doesn't catch the lies in their own head because their amygdala no longer serves as a warning. So we just become a really good liar and we have no conviction. Now, if one day we wake up and we say, I want to start telling the truth, well, that's easier said than done because we're just used to lying. We use it as manipulation, we use it as a defense. So to really say, okay, I want to stop lying and start telling the truth, the number one thing we have to do is we have to break denial. That means we have to acknowledge the fact that we are a liar. And it just hurts to admit that we're a liar, but you have to admit it to move beyond it. So the first thing is you have to admit it. The second thing is you have to start being aware. Now that's really difficult because you can tell a story, right? You can say, oh yeah, I know I need to exercise. Like 15, 20, 30 years ago, I used to run all the time. I loved it. And I'm going to start doing it again. Well, that's a lie, right? Because what you're doing is you're painting the picture of something that you're going to do when you haven't been doing it, right? It's very subtle. What we have to do instead is saying, you know what? I know that I need to add some exercise to my life, but for whatever reason, I've gone lazy. I'm not really motivated. I think back, maybe 34 years ago I was running. Maybe I can do that. I want to try to run, but I'm just not motivated to do it yet. If I start to, I'll let you know. Now see, that's the truth. The truth is calling it what it is, not painting the picture like I'm going to do it or I am doing it. So you have to start being aware of how subtle it is to tell these lies. Once you start being aware, then you have to catch them. So as you start to tell a story, the moment you know you're lying, you have to stop, say, whoa, wait a second, that's not true. Apologize and then correct it. If you've gone through the whole lie and you've gone somewhere else, and then it hits you that, hey, I've lied, go back and say, hey, I'm sorry, you know what, that truth I kind of got distorted, it was a lie, here's the truth. You have to catch yourself and then you have to correct it. It takes humility, you have to be humble. No one likes to be counted as a liar, but you know what, if it's something you're battling, you have to let people know. A lot of times we develop that lying because we're manipulating or we're surviving or trauma has happened and we don't know what else to do. You still can learn to start telling the truth. So you're not stuck in telling a lie. It really helps someone that you can talk to in your life to have someone like that. Whether it's a therapist, a friend, somebody that you can kind of process with is also a good thing. If you're spiritual, pray about it, write about it, journal. But remember this, no matter what, you can overcome it. You can learn to start telling the truth. So those are 5 ways that you can kind of implement some stuff. But more than anything, never give up. Because remember, together, we can change the world. And if you think this video has helped you, like it, subscribe to the channel if you want, or share it with somebody who is struggling. Either they're a liar or they're in a relationship with a liar. Peace out.